Hey everybody, welcome to week three. Week three, we're definitely making progress already. You'll find one thing right out of the gates is when we have these different sessions, these 7.5 week, 7.5 week sessions, they fly by. So we're already at week three. We're almost at the halfway point. It seems pretty surprising, but that's where we are right now. Now, we move from Outlook to Microsoft Word now. So you kind of see how there is this repeating pattern that we're going to be encountering in this class, and that is Microsoft Office. We talked about that last week. So Microsoft Office is the suite of products under which fall things like Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, many others as well, but those are the ones that we're covering in this class. So we're moving from Outlook to Word. Outlook, the stuff you did last week was really good. I think a lot of you are really understanding the real world relevance of Outlook and how Outlook is far more than just an email platform. And keep that in mind. That's going to be very, very important. This is something really, I think I challenged some of you in your discussion posts to start to see this as an information management software tool. This is something that if you're going to be working, for instance, in a doctor's office or you're going to be managing an office of some sort, this is something that you can really use to manage the office in a very real way. And believe me, when we start to get into Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, you realize how you can use all these things in the Microsoft Office suite to really manage an entire organization and do it very, very well. Frankly, that's part of the point of this class. See how this kind of software, and we're not just having you jump through hoops for the sake of jumping through hoops, but this kind of software really is going to be beneficial to you going forward. Trust me. And it frankly doesn't matter what kind of program you're in, what kind of career field you're hoping to get into, it's going to be very, very, very relevant. So we're moving from Outlook to Microsoft Word. I'm going to say a little bit more about Word in my discussion board thread, and so you can take a look at that if you haven't already, and I'll have a little bit more to say specific to Microsoft Word. But for right now, let's just talk kind of broadly about this. Microsoft Word, if you don't know already, is basically the word processing element in Microsoft Office. Now, just like with Outlook, you're going to find that Microsoft Word is far more than that. One of the things I'd like you to keep in mind and really look out for right out of the gates when you open up something in Microsoft Word is the templates. So a lot of what I'm going to be saying in the discussion boards are going to be about those templates. How do you think you could use those? What relevance is there? How could you put those things to use right away? Believe me, the templates are awesome, okay? They're there to make your life easier, and they really do that, okay? So we'll talk more about that, like I said, in the discussion boards. Microsoft Office, though, is something that, of all the programs that you're going to be going through, this is the one that people probably know the best, because when you were in high school or if you were in college before, you probably used Microsoft Word when it came to writing papers. You probably already also used it if you put together a resume or you've written cover letters, and we'll talk more about those as well and how those are, again, kind of showing the real world relevance of something like Microsoft Office. But this week is going to be specific to Microsoft Office Word, I should say. Not just Microsoft Office, but Microsoft Office Word. So you're going to really get into it. You're going to delve deeply into it. So even those of you who know a lot about it, you're going to be challenged to learn more, okay? Now, to that point, let's get to the assignments that you're going to be working on. Now, there's two graded assignments. There's going to be one that's called the American River Cycling Club memo. It's a memo you put together. It's from the textbook. Make sure you follow the instructions to the letter. Okay, it's very easy. This is not a hard one, but it's very easy to skip over something or say, I'll get back to that later or something, and then just to have the whole thing at the end fall apart. Okay, so follow the instructions to the letter. Okay. The other thing is going to be something called the Workplace Memo Assessment. Now, this is something, there is a video attached to kind of give you some background on how to do this. There's also a PDF, okay? So there's this portable document format, this PDF, and you're going to use that. This is a solid waste, it talks about environmentalism and solid waste and recycling, and it's a hypothetical document, but you're going to use that to put together a memo. So you've got instructions in Microsoft Word there for you. You've got a video, and then you've got this PDF. You're going to follow the instructions in Word. You're going to draw information from the PDF, and you're going to create your own professional looking memo. Now, this is a very, very important assignment. This is not one that you could just, don't worry, I'm going to skip it, no big deal. This is worth a lot overall, so don't skip it. spend a lot of time on this one, okay? And if you have questions, please ask me questions. I'm here to help. So those are the 2 graded assignments. There's also going to be a short check-in. This is where you basically give me a note saying what's working, what's not working, what questions you have, are things going well, are things not going well. I read every single one of those. I may reach out to you individually if you have some specific questions. There's also something called independent practice, or I think that's what it's called. There's a folder there with a couple of assignments. Now this is like last week's assignments, which are the practice assignments. These are not graded. Now I highly recommend you go through them, and you will check the work you've done with the solution file at the bottom of that folder. But you don't need to submit these to me. You don't need to send them to me. There's no place for you to submit them into Blackboard or anything like that. These are for your own benefit. These are really good practice. So I highly recommend doing them, even though they are not going to be graded. As well, we do have the discussion board. Now, just a note before I close here on the discussion boards. By and large, things have been looking good, okay? What I'd like to see, though, as we get more comfortable with them, is to stretch yourselves a little bit. Now, I've told many of you that the bare minimum here with the discussion boards is at least 1 initial post. This is a post that starts a thread. And then on top of that, at least 3, for a total of 4, but at least 3 replies to your classmates in their own threads, okay? That's the minimum. I'd love to see more. I'd love to see you, reply 7 times, 8 times. Reply to me, ask questions, all sorts of stuff, but that's the bare minimum. Now, with your initial posts, you got to make sure that we have at least 100 words there, okay? A lot of you have like 2 sentences, 80 words. You're going to lose points there. You need to make sure you have at least 100 words so that it allows you to really kind of get involved and really start to kind of unpack these kinds of concepts. So look for my thread if you haven't seen it already. Look for my thread, read that, and then kind of use that as a jumping off point as you create your own threads. One thing you're going to notice this week too is as I start grading assignments, many of them are going to be with audio comments. This is something I started last term and I really like it and students liked it too. So I won't type for all of you my comments on your graded assignments. I will do that still for some of them. But for a number of them, there will be a little file there. You click on that and you're going to actually hear my voice, and I'm going to give you some audio comments. And this allows me to go a little deeper. This allows me to be a little bit more personal. This allows me to give you something a little different that's a little more relevant, I think. And frankly, it's just fun to hear something and not just read again and again and again. It's another opportunity for me to kind of connect my voice with my personality so that you don't feel as out there and alone when you're taking your online classes. So anyways, any questions you may have, let me know. You know where to get me via email. You can call me. You can text me. I have my Google Voice number. I'll try to remember to post it again. And I also have my online office hours on Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. via Skype. So I hope to see some of you there. Again, any questions, let me know, folks. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to do this week. Thanks.